I feel like we're on a rocket ship strapped to the front of it, hurtling towards an asteroid. And this country set the fucking match.
You're fired.
My initial reactions and feelings to the news of the election were, as so many of us have had, heartbreak, anger, rage, shock.
Yep. Sounds like most of the Hillary supporters, and mainstream media, and the Young Turks. I can't say I wasn't surprised either, honestly. I was pretty sure, like many people, that it would be a really close election, but that Hillary would squeak by. But you know, that's what democracy and assuming the mind of the electorate will do for you.
I'm not shocked that it happened.
Oh, well, okay. You're one of the few then. So, if you weren't shocked by Trump being elected, then what were you shocked by?
I'm shocked that they pulled off a coup.
There wasn't a coup. There was an election. The people voted, and while it is a very close split, it split enough in one direction to clearly declare a winner. That's democracy. That is not a coup.
Of this magnitude, that the alt-right movement, they've been waiting for this moment, and they got it.
Well, I suppose you might be correct there, but the alt-right movement, which is still to this very moment a relatively fringe identity in this country, doesn't account for all of the people who voted for Trump, or Johnson, or Stein, or who decided not to vote at all. A lot of the people that voted for Trump this time around also voted for Obama the last 2 times. Do you understand that?
I traveled on November 9th to Europe. The most difficult thing to explain is why America is so stupid.
Your assessment and public declaration that America is so stupid is emblematic of why Trump was elected, at least in part. It was a rejection of the politics of condescension that the far left have been playing over the last couple of years, assigning pejoratives and slander against anyone who doesn't entirely toe the party line.
Why they vote against their best interest.
Many of them don't think they did, either in voting for Trump or, conversely, by rejecting Hillary. This past election was a loser's bargain. There was no good choice. There was either vote the status quo or vote to reject the status quo. It just happened that 2 terrible candidates were on either side of the choice this time around.
Why they are so willing to hate a woman that they can't see the bigger picture.
Okay, again, you're assuming that Trump's election was fueled by sexism and misogyny. That just demonstrates your unwillingness to take responsibility for the left's role in their own defeat. Hillary ran on a campaign of smoke and spewed fire at half of the electorate with that same kind of rhetoric. Your comments here demonstrate many of the reasons why Trump won.
The thing with Hillary, I don't know who could have survived 30 years of gnarly negative press.
Did you even pay attention to the media's treatment of Hillary this past year? Did you not see how deep into the tank they were with her? Did you fail to notice that, as of Election Day, most news outlets had her odds of winning anywhere from 70 to 98%?
Simultaneously, they're building up Donald Trump for the last 30 years. You know, lifestyles of the rich and famous, all that kind of America stupid people worship that they do for, you know, the nouveau riche and the glitz and the glamour. They fall for it.
What the hell are you talking about? Building Donald Trump up for 30 years? What day is this?
Opposite day.
Well, it sure must be. Rose, you have to be aware of how backwards you have things. The media spent every waking moment excoriating Trump for things he did, things he didn't do, and things he was only alleged to have done. You cannot be serious here.
My number one priority is safety for women. That is what I care about most.
So Hillary taking millions in foundation donations from countries where women actually are treated like second-class citizens, if not actually as property, that didn't bother you at all?
And we're going to need allies. We are going to need all good men to protect us.
All good men to protect you? Women can't protect themselves?
We are going to need our good women to protect us.
Nice save there. Well, awkward save, but oh well. Here's the thing that confuses me, though. If men need to protect us, and women need to protect us, then who exactly is it that needs protecting if everyone is a protector?
This is a war on inequality.
A war on inequality? But battling inequality is a good thing, right? I mean, I'm all for battling inequality. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and accept that you misspoke there and meant equality, not inequality.
This is a war on intelligentsia.
Well, if you mean the election was a rebuke against the social and political elites, then yes, I guess it partly was a war on the intelligentsia. If you mean to say it's a war on intelligence, then, well, there's that condescension against half the population again.
This is a war on women.
You do know that many women voted for Trump, don't you?
This is a war on LGBTQ and anybody who goes under the definition of other.
You know, dividing the population up with labels, using militaristic rhetoric, and all in response to a democratic election, it's kind of disturbing, Rose. If you were a right-wing extremist saying comparable things after a Hillary election, what would you think about that person?
What we do now, what we do going forward, we're going to have to...
Rose?
I don't know. Nobody knows. That's the fuck of it all.
So you're shocked and angry and accusatory and in denial, and you have no idea what to do about it. Look, I understand. Things didn't go the way you would have preferred. The same can be said for half of the country, on balance. But this wasn't a coup. This wasn't rigged. This is how democracy works sometimes, for better or for worse.
But I do know something's going to happen, and I do know it's going to be big.
Whoa, Rose. That sounds really and truly ominous there. What are you talking about?
And I do know I want to be a part of it, that I want to stand for women, that I want to stand and speak for those who can't, because they don't have a voice, because they've been marginalized now more than ever.
Okay, setting aside the implicit threat there, exactly who is it that cannot speak for themselves that you feel empowered to represent? If they cannot speak, how are you able to claim they even want you to represent them? Whose agency are you denying so that you can throw a tantrum on their behalf, Rose?
I've been trying to sound the drum for this last year, but I'm just one person, and apparently I didn't sound it loudly enough.
Rose, you represent no one but yourself. You could have sang from the rooftops all of the same talking points, accusations, and insults that you have given us here for the last 18 months, and it would have made no difference. If anything, it would have only driven more voters towards Trump, or at the very least away from Hillary and into apathy. I am worried that something is going to happen. Something awful. Something fueled by fear, hatred, and a denial of reality that you have exemplified here. And I really, really hope I am wrong about that. Thank you for watching.